Talk, a new and regular feature here on Going Live, where every month we'll be taking a look at some of the latest games that are available. Now, we won't just look at handhelds, we'll look at consoles and PC computers, plus we'll be bringing you all the behind-the-scenes news about the makers who make these games and try and make you buy them. Later in this Game Talk, we'll be taking an exclusive preview of some of the games that you might be playing next year, some on CD. But before all of that, some news of what's happening right now. Here's something you might not have seen before. It's the first ever showing of the first ever Games promo video. Now, Elite Games have put together this spooky little movie to promote their Game Boy game, Dr. Franken. They're hoping it will do for video game sales what pop videos did for record sales. But the latest figures show that video games are already outselling CDs.
Wow.
Did you get beaten up in the high street earlier this year, or have people jumping over you to get to the counter? You did. Well, you must have been in Japan, where the whole country went absolutely berserk when trying to get hold of Nintendo's all-kicking, all-punching Streetfighter 2. Now, Japanese kids queued for absolutely miles to get hold of the Game of the Year. There have been no reports of such sightings here in Britain when the game was released earlier this month, but make sure you don't put away your boxing gloves yet, because coming soon, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And Sonic, who any minute now will appear behind me, there he is, he's having a worldwide simultaneous release of his sequel, Sonic 2. It's going to be massive, it's going to be awesome, and it's going to be on the next Game Talk, so make sure you don't miss it.
Wow.
And now, the first of our regular looks at some new games for you to fight over in the next few weeks. The hero of Greendog isn't green and he isn't a dog, but he is a young surfboard dude on the trail of the greatest hidden treasure. Now, he attacks his enemies with a frisbee, which is quite a novel idea. The graphics are good, there are digitised backgrounds, which actually look very, very good on small TVs, and the music's quite different because he's in the Caribbean, he travels across Caribbean areas, and the music's all reggae, but no sign of Bob Marley with Iron Lion Zion. Greendog is for the Sega Mega Drive, and it hits the shops today and costs $24.99. This is Top Gear. In my opinion, this is the very best of the racing games. It beats F-Zero into the ground. Now, as you can see, the one difference about this is that you've got both players on the screen at the same time. Now, me being the top player, I wasn't actually very good, but one of the brilliant things is when you actually come up against your opponent, you can see yourself on both bits of the screen, which is particularly good. Now, the music is great and the graphics are absolutely excellent. It's a bit difficult to play, so do make sure you read the instruction manual first. Top Gear is available for the Super Nintendo and it will cost you $44.99. If you thought basketball was all about dribbling and dunking, then think again. Arch Rivals is described as basketball without the rules. I quote from the makers, "If you can't block a shot, knock your opponent's block off. If you can't steal the ball, steal his shorts." Not the kind of thing I'd advise you to try on a real basketball game. Now, it's very, very easy to play. It's available for the Mega Drive and costs $37.99.
Wow.
All those games are available soon, but now it's time for me to travel into the future for the first of my special reports. In this one, I was transported into October 1993. Well, Piccadilly Circus might not look much different, but believe it or not, the future isn't a million miles away. Here at Funland, in the depths of the Trocadero, I'm told that this is the very latest in computer numerically controlled games. At first glance, it may look like any other game, but this has one major difference. Now, the Sega R360 is one of the world's first ever gyroscopic flight simulators. Right, so the R360, it's fine, but it's not the kind of game you could have in your living room. Got any ideas?
Over there, sunshine.
Thank you. Simon, you're the man from Philips who knows everything that there is to know about CDI. I know nothing. What exactly is it?
Well, it's a new system based on compact disc. And instead of you just watching television, as perhaps you might normally do, what it allows you to do is decide what you want to do on the screen.
So, can I play games on it?
Yes, games is one of the many things you can do, but the games are different. This time, instead of just computer flat graphics, what you're really getting is really live graphics, like we saw on Mystic Midway. It's a shooting game, but at the same time, you've got video coming into the game and being part of what you're doing.
Your score is like a bad mummy movie. It stinks.
So this is fine if you like going around museums, learning to play golf, and the games were pretty good, but it's not primarily a games system. Julian, where are we now in the world of video games?
Well, we've got our Mega Drives and the Super Systems, and we've reached a point where the cartridges can no longer hold enough information to progress games further, to make them better. So what we really need is to look for a new format where memory is no longer a restriction.
So where do you think this can be found?
CD is the best medium. There you have 500 times the memory capacity of a normal games cartridge.
So what are you doing towards that?
Well, here it is.
Now this has never been seen on television ever. It's a first. This is your Mega CD.
Yeah, that's right.
So what's the advantage of having this?
The advantage is graphic capability, the ability to play through your hi-fi system to get real hi-fi sound with your games. It also has a huge memory, so our games can be much, much bigger and much more complicated. To get full motion video with the games, so you can actually take part in real movies and be a cast member.
Now, if you've already got a Mega Drive, you've no need to worry because you actually connect yours to it, can't you?
Yeah, it's a very simple connection. The two machines just slot into each other.
So, the future obviously lies with the interactive CD format. But I wonder if the other company knows about this. Hello, is that the Nintendo hotline?
Yes, Keith speaking. Can I help you?
I'd like to know, when are you going to launch your CD format?
We don't actually think you need a CD at the moment because there's so much room for improvement with the Super Nintendo. The CD, you have to go out and you have to buy an extra £200 worth of hardware and strap it on. But with the Super Nintendo, all you have to do now is just plug in a cartridge, pick up your mouse and go. For instance, we've just launched a new Super Mario Paint, which is going to be the first console game ever to have a mouse launched with it. That adds a new dimension to the game. Obviously, you can use that to draw your own pictures, make music with it, and even do some animations. So, really, CD at the moment is just not worth having.
So it seems that there are as many visions of the future as there are people trying to sell it to you. But whatever the games format of tomorrow is, you'll probably see it first on Game Talk.
Wow.
And talking of games,